Hi everybody, I'm Donna Lennard and thanks so much for coming back to my watercolor studio. I've noticed you guys are playing around out there and I'm just so glad to see it. And it's just so fun to do and to do with the kids, and you never know what you're going to get sometimes. So I think it's a little magical and I hope you guys are having a lot of fun. All right, just to recap a little bit, our first lesson we did some northern lights. A lot of nice contrast, nice bright color. Then we did a lake reflection, and I love how this came about so nice and quick, and I like that fuzzy look. It just, I don't know, it makes me feel tranquil. All right, and then we did the illusion of flowers, and this is just really fun because really picking any color, and you can change the way the page is, and you can do so many different things with that technique. And then yesterday we did some birch trees. And we just put some tape on the page, got the whole page wet, did the fuzzy background to give it a little depth, took the tape off, finished the trees, and voila. All right. So today's lesson, we're going to do something kind of quick. We're going to work with salt. I put my hair up just for you guys so you can really see what I'm doing. All right, so let's get right to it. I'm getting my brush wet. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to leave the bottom part here dry. And I'm just going to, I have a little bit of blue on my brush and that's okay. I'm just going to get the top of this page kind of at an angle. I'm going to get it wet. So basically what we're looking at here is I have a sky and snow. I know we don't want to think about snow right now, but we do live in the land of snow. All right, I'm going to take this really nice dark, this is Prussian blue. I am using my 1-inch angle shader, and I'm just going to go across just like we've done skies in the past. And as long as this is wet, as long as I'm working in the wet area, I can move this paint around until I get it just the way I want it. Nice and smooth, and there we go there. I'm just going to mop that up a little bit. All right. Cool winter sky. All right, so now while this is wet, we're going to throw a little salt on there. This is just regular table salt, and what it's going to do, it's going to actually lift the color off the page, and because it's a crystal, it's going to leave like little star-like things, so it's kind of cool. I'm going to put a little table salt right here. I'm going to sprinkle it on the page. Not too much. Take the rest over the shoulder, right? All right, and we're going to let that work a little bit. It seems if I take the hairdryer to this, I don't really get the effect that I want. So I am going to go ahead and let that work a little bit. In the meantime, let's see. Just to let you know about my brushes, these striper daggers I just love. They come in a ton of different sizes. There's also one that's called a triple loader. This one's really cool. This is the Robert Simmons Expression series. It is a synthetic brush, which I like, compared to sable or something like that. Although those are gorgeous brushes, but this is synthetic. All right, so it's starting to work a little bit. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to take this smaller dagger striper, and I'm going to use the same color here, but I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. I'm going to put a tree in here, and I'm going to put it right about there, and then we're going to throw a little shadow in there, just to kind of make it look dramatic. Now this is wet up here, so I'm going to have to go back in there for the top of the tree. But I'm going to put a tree right about here. And now I'm going to go past this here, and I'm just going to move this brush back and forth a little bit. Boom. And we'll put a little trunk on this guy. Now, while this is wet, I'm going to put the shadow in. And you don't really want a straight line because the ground isn't totally flat. So you kind of want to move it around a little bit. All right, and our salt is working. I'll bring this a little closer so that you can see how the salt is starting to lift the color off and Makes it look like snow. All right, and since that salt is working, I'm going to go ahead and dry it because I'm not patient. Focus mostly on the tree here. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to kind of build on this tree like we did with the birch trees yesterday to kind of get it some volume. Okay, so the light's coming from this direction because of our shadow. So I'm going to take this blue again. And since that was wet, it kind of faded out. So I'm going to go back in there now. Now I can get a nice, sharp, crisp line with it dry now. I'm just taking the edge of this brush and I'm just going back and forth with it. All right, so we gave our tree a little bit of volume there. This is the dark side of the tree, so I'm just going to put a little line right there. All right, now I'm going to dry that. It dries pretty quick. All right, now I'm going to take this Hooker's Green and I'm just going to put it on the back side of this tree. There, now it looks like we've got a little more light coming. I'm going to dry this now. Ooh, the salt's working good. Now I'm going to take this sepia and I'm going to go really light with it. This is that really nice dark brown that I love. What's nice about the sepia is you can lay that over another color and it'll just mute it or just darken it a little bit. And the color underneath will kind of come through because of the transparency. All right, so I'm just going to kind of, you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to kind of go in between a little bit. And here and there, just to give our tree a little volume. And again, I'm going to give it a little bit right on the trunk there. Just have a little spot open there. A little action right there. And voila! I'm going to bring this a little closer so you can see it. Nice and simple. I can add a little bit more to that tree if I want to. What I would suggest too is take the salt off when it's dry. It will eat through your page. So make sure to take the salt off when it's all dry. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'll see you tomorrow.